I said, oh shoot, what I do here? Oh no, I need to fix something quick. Let's see if I can do it before I get there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. We'll see. There we go. So this isn't the Morning Night Live. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. It's a hangover show. Although, I'm going to be honest, I'm not hungover. I didn't even drink last night. But anyway, as long as you can hear me, this is going better than expected. Anyway, we're just gonna ramble through the day and talk about anything you want to talk about. I have no plan today. I have a couple links up, but they really have nothing to do with anything planned. fact, this is just a quick, what do you call it? A quick impromptu stream, just to say hi and wish you all the best. Shall we do this thing? There's not even really an intro to this. Just some good music in the background and, just stuff, There's, there we go. We got a sponsor of this show already. That's a good thing. I think that's enough intro. Here's my short intro, because this isn't even the Morning Night Live. It's not even it's just me talking to you, saying hi. I might even open up the mic. But anyway, shall we do this thing? Let's shall. Yes. Now that sounds really quiet to me. Is that quiet to you? It kind of is. Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong one.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live.
No technical difficulties. Nope. Turn that off. Turn it off. Thank you. Good morning and Happy New Year to you. This is just a plain old P-Dawg Night show saying hi. Hoping you are having a wonderful morning. God bless you. God. Mike! Oh my gosh. It's good to see you back. Okay. Oh, as if that's triggering. Anyway, good morning and welcome everybody. This is not a Morning Light Live. This is just a Happy New Year show. Hangover cure, something to do while if your head's hurting. I'm here to make it hurt a little more or maybe a little less. I don't know. I'm just happy to be awake, alive, and having a wonderful day. Lady Boomer's feeling better. She's doing good. She's still in bed though, but and I'm just out here chilling. You had that echoey. Oh, that wasn't echoey. Anyway, you know what? We already have a Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. That'd be Ty Alexander, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar with a very nice message. I'm going to actually put some music behind the messages today. We're going to stick with this kind of deep house thing, but I want to make sure it's not too loud. Let me turn this down a little bit, and let's try this one. So let's see how this one goes. Ty Alexander with the first donation of the day, who says, "May the new year find you at peace with your neighbors, at war with your vices, and a better man than you were last year. Here's to 2023, a final FTG to 2022 you took from us. You test our resolve, sanity, and mettle, but we still stand tall. FTG to 2022. Well, thank you very much, Ty Alexander. That's a great message. But as I am wont to do, I'm going to say good morning to people in the chat. First, over on Rumble, Avocados Diablo gets the bell. Thank you, sir, for being here. Mike Savage, Blarg, and that's it. That's all the people on Rumble. On YouTube, we got Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell over there also. Mike Savage, Blarg, Sydney Oberg, good morning, my friend. Good morning, Straight Sith Male, Tyrannus, Alexandrus, Invictus Soul, except it says Tremere Lich. I went old school on you. Good morning, Neon Leon. Also to Mike, welcome, who says, "Hey everyone, God bless you and God bless President Biden." Well, yeah, he's going to need it. May not be in office a whole lot longer. Anyway, also good morning to Rod Line. Maddie's in the house, and that's everybody. Here, do me a favor. How about you tweet out the show? Because this is an unexpected show, a Sunday post New Year's Eve show. I hope you all had fun last night. I don't know, basically, Lady Boomer and I just watched a little football, and then she went up. She's doing projects. Plus, it's she's still a little bit on the weak side. She's still recovering from her surgery, but recovering well. I've been trying to take very good care of her. We've got some beautiful, and she got a bunch of beautiful flowers from people and all kinds of stuff. Plus she's been on eBay. She's been on eBay. She collects certain types of coins that she's been putting together for years. In fact, she has, I think, she has a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. I don't know if she has 50-cent pieces, but for every year from her date of birth. And she has like 4 sets of them. And she's going to, I think, eventually give them to her kids. It's kind of a fun thing she does. And then also she's been doing our family genealogy. She's tracing back her family well deep into the early 1600s, and has found some new relatives around the world, and just found some fascinating stuff. In fact, she has a relative that was married into the royal family way back when. Now it's a very, very tangential member of the royal family. We're talking someone who, had a title and ended up living over here. And but there's a plaque. We found out there's a plaque in a small town in Massachusetts that has that family name on it. So when we go out east, eventually we got a plan a trip out east, not in 23, probably in 24, where we're going to go fly into Boston and then travel up the coast of Maine, go up into Nova Scotia because there's a family member of hers who founded a town there. And then we're going to travel across the northern few U.S. states through New Hampshire and Vermont, and then end up at my uncle's in upstate New York. And that's a trip we planned a couple years ago, but we had to cancel it because of COVID. And so we're going to, revisit that trip. And then but yeah, because there's also, like I said, there's a town named after one of her relatives. She had a relative that we found that actually got kicked out of the colonies because he was a loyalist. And everything he had in the States, he got, like I said, he basically exiled up in Nova Scotia and ended up founding a town there. And the king actually sent him money. The king would send money to the loyalists who were removed from the colonies. And so he found a town up there that's named after him, and the house he built there in the late 1700s is still there. And so that's what we're gonna do in Nova Scotia. But then we found some relatives in Boston. So anyway, it's really cool. She's found on that, and she's also done it on my side of the family too. She's traced back a lot of my adoptive family back into the early in American history, and also and now also between her and my mother, I think they're tracing back my natural parents too. So she has been doing this, and since she has a lot of time in her hand because she can't move around a whole lot, that's what she's doing, and it's a lot of fun. So it's fun to hear, fun to see, the reactions, or fun to meet people. I shouldn't say reaction. Fun to meet people that are also tracing this as we go along. She's met several other families who have done a bunch of this tracing already, so it's pretty cool. Plus, let's see. Now, I'm just looking at the chat here. You've grown up when New Year's no longer involves a hastily dug shallow grave somewhere in the wilderness. Okay, D. Plus side, nothing sobers one up. More like, uh-oh, a corpse, LOL. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, let's see what else we got going on here. Tired. I was so tired. I went to bed around 11:30 and woke up at 6:30. Yeah, my typical New Year's the last few years is, we're going to stay up till midnight. And usually I fall asleep in a chair watching TV and never hit midnight. Well, that's kind of what happened this year. I was, Lady Boomer and I were watching the 2 semifinal college football games. And we were watching, so about the third quarter, Laura had to go upstairs. She couldn't do it anymore. And so I watched the Michigan TCU game, and I stopped watching it about 5 minutes left, and I came downstairs, and so I missed the end of the game, not realizing that Michigan almost pulled it off. Okay, so I'm downstairs here doing stuff with the computer. Then I went back upstairs and I watched a bunch of the Georgia and Ohio State game, and Ohio State was winning that game, and then Georgia came back, and I also missed the last 3-4 minutes of that game because I was just too tired. I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning. I hear what happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So anyway, if you were watching football last night, you saw a couple really wild football games. It's going to be interesting to see the championship game between TCU and Georgia. Georgia could be the first repeat playoff champion. That would be kind of wild. But yeah, boy, couple wild high scoring football games too. I don't normally talk football on here, but man, they were crazy scoring games. The Wolverines lost. I went to bed before the Georgia game finished. Yeah, I did too. I was like, I did not see midnight. I have no hangover. But if you have a hangover, I'd love to hear. Here's what we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So we're going to try to pay attention to the chat. By the way, good morning, Keebler. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Rod Line. Did I already say to Rod Line? I'm not sure if I did or not. I think I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, plus it's good to see you. And Mike, please chime in. Tell us what you did on New Year's. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear what you did on New Year's Eve. I want to see if what's your favorite hangover cure, and whatever else you want to talk about. I'm open to just about anything. I see some people talking about. Thank you, Tyler F. By the way, for retweeting the show. Tall person also. Tall person, are you here somewhere? Did I already say? Yes, I did. You are here. Hi, tall person. And then also, we'll just do typical off-day stream. If you want to throw in some jokes, that'd be cool. If you have things you want me to talk about, or if you've seen something in the news or whatever, we'll talk about that. I'm trying to keep it light today, but whatever. I'm cool. And thank you, Maddie. Also, thank you, tall person, also for tweeting out the show. Tyler F. retweeting my tweet of the show. So that's kind of what it's going to be. Now, a couple things. I do have some things to talk about, though, just in case. Because one, I don't know if any of you watched. Oh, part of the reason I was down here, I realized it was Medicare's last show. As you may know, if you're not familiar with Mr. Medicare, he's one of the old dogs in the show on YouTube, and also was a big part of the whole Gamergate thing, and but he's very popular YouTuber, and he's actually has stage 4 brain cancer. And so he decided to do his very last stream last night. I don't even know. I mean, he's not doing well. He may not last a whole lot longer. So he did his last stream last night. And one of the things that I wanted to highlight was just how he finished his show. And so we're going to watch that. We're going to watch a couple Medicare clips that people may remember. But here, let me find. Well, what the hell? No, I lost. I accidentally closed the bookmark I had. So let me find that real quick. I think I linked in my profile here. Let's see here. Here it is. Oh, also, man, my dude, if you're not familiar with Cool Frog, who's been on this show, hello, Quippers United, what's up? If you don't know Cool Frog did a 12-hour stream yesterday, ringing in the new year in 11 time zones. And by the end, he did really good. Did a real good job getting through it. He was a little, let's just say he was a little tipsy by the end, but man, he definitely kept it going. All right, what the hell? Okay, why am I not finding this now? This is pissing me off. There we go. There's Medicare. Let's look at. We'll go through a couple of Medicare clips, but I want to show you how he finished his show last night, and we'll watch just the last part of his show right here. There we go. Here's how Mr. Medicare finished his show last night. Okay, video.
Well, it's a scary place, but it's nice to have the ability to laugh at goofy shit. I don't know what awaits you in the years to come, but I wish you all the best. I've had a great time making content on the internet, doing videos and doing streams. I like all my little chud buds and sweetie squad. I hope you all have had a good time laughing along with me. I'm sure 2023 and 24 and onwards and upwards into the next decade will treat you all very well. I wish I could give you that great new advice. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have any sage wisdom to impart to you. I haven't climbed Everest. Haven't got out there and made myself a billionaire. I don't have some great deep insight.
Hey, Septus.
Other than keep a smile on your face, laugh at the stupid shit, and it'll get you through the hard times much, much easier. So to close it out, let's go. Well, you know what? Let's go with this. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your future. Have a good time.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Now, this is just a lot of people. It's one of those things where you go, oh, how appropriate. What an appropriate way to finish the whole thing. And there are a lot of people who are like, I'm not crying. Because there's a lot of people who've invested a lot of time and super chats and effort into Mr. Medicare, and that was just a crazy way for him to say goodbye. And so a lot of people are saying Godspeed to Jim. He's not gone yet, but this is a man who's literally dying. And whether you liked him or not, I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people like him. A lot of people think he's funny. Some people think he's a gadfly. But whatever you thought of Medicare, what a way to go out. I mean, I think he's been on YouTube for 15 years or however long YouTube's been around. One of the old guard of YouTube, and the king probably of YouTube drama itself. And am I a little soft here? Is that sound? There we go. And so we say Godspeed to Mr. Medicare. Now, there was one of these. There is a funny one here when he was talking about Charlemagne the God. If you're familiar with him, it's from that what's that morning show he does in New York.
Did come after me before.
Hang on.
Every time I hear circus music.
Let me pause this. This is one of the funnier clips that someone put out, and I was laughing my ass off at this one this morning. Here's Medicare talking about Charlemagne the God, the radio host from New York, who's put this tweet out. You trolls will no longer be able to hide behind your cartoon profile pics and pictures of your favorite artist. I got an APB on all of you pieces of pig shit. See you soon. Okay, so here's Medicare's response to this.
I thought, I'm confused. I thought you were a black man. I didn't realize you're a little white girl. A little white girl hosting a show about upset feelings on the internet.
Happy New Year, Dro.
I saw your tweet. I'm gonna like it so I can track you down, Jim. I'll see you face to face. Well, that's gonna be difficult, isn't it? But allow me to help. I think I found a product that might help you be able to see eye to eye with me. It's pretty cheap. I mean, it's on discount. I hear you host a radio show or something. I don't know if it's like a support group for dwarfs, so maybe you already have one of these, but maybe look into it. Spend the $50. Then we can see eye to eye, and you won't be staring at my groin when we meet in person as you host a show crying about mean tweets. It wasn't even an empty threat. You actually like the tweet to hunt me down. I don't know, I might have to go into witness protection program. I've never had a midget come after me before. Every time I hear circus music, I'm going to be ducking under tables. Because Charlemagne the God might be outside my fucking door with a couple of jugglers and a clown looking to do some things. But good luck with your show. I'm sure it's going to go over really well with 12-year-old girls. Because that's the only people that are going to watch that shit. As you hire Craigslist actors to pretend to be internet trolls. So you can bust them. But seriously, honest to God, $50 is a fucking fantastic deal for that. And you won't have to wear high heels anymore. you'll kind of understand what it's like to be a man that's not under 4 feet tall. It's a life-changing experience for you. Look into it. That's all I'm saying. Just
All
look
right,
into it.
so there you go. That's the quality shit talking that Jim could do just about to anybody. There was, if there was ever a person on the internet that you probably just wanted to stay off the radar if you're doing something really stupid, that would have been Mr. Medicare. And so I can't say.
Thought, I'm confused.
Oh,
I thought you were black.
hell? What the
I didn't
hell?
realize
No.
you're.
Shh. Yeah. There you go. He was probably the king of internet shit talkers, and he will be missed when he actually is gone. But he's not gone yet, so there you go. That was a good deal on a stepladder. Yeah, that was not a bad deal on the Costco stepladder. I have a stepladder, but I rarely have to use it unless I'm changing a light bulb in my foyer, because that's the only place I can't reach them. But anyway, but that's because I'm a taller than normal person. Oh, here's another one. This is a good one too. One of the highlights from last night, he was talking about which poll he put up for the, I don't know if he called it the lolcow or whatever the year, but this is another clip from his stream last night that people are talking about. We'll do this one. Hang on. Here, talking about whether or not Keffels or FTX, whatever, what's the dude? SBF dude, whatever, the guy who lost $1 billion. Who was the biggest shit show of the year? And here's Medicare talking about the poll he put up last night.
Here you go. Here are your two choices. Which way are we going? Is Keffels taking it, or is the Bankman taking it? Then we can have our final poll and crown our victor of top shit show of the year. Amazing. People think Keffels is such a fuck up, they're voting above the Bankman. That's amazing. That's some high energy fuckery right there. Bankman. I'm not feeling so good, bank bros. FTX is tanking once again, boys. Keffels at 60%, Bankman at 40%. Ironic, really. Here you go. Here are your two choices.
Anyway, he did a poll, and apparently Keffels was the shit show of the year. What was always fascinating about Medicare streaming, I wasn't around on YouTube during the Gamergate shit, which hopefully that shit will die now that Medicare's dying, and has no longer streaming. What was my point here? I wasn't around during the Gamergate shit, but so I never heard any of the stuff back then. I only started listening to Medicare probably 2017, 2018, and when he just basically, I wouldn't say scorched earth, but he just couldn't take any of the bullshit anymore. And so it didn't matter if you were on any particular side of any political aisle or cultural aisle. If you were doing some stupid shit, he really could just, he would rip you to shreds. So anyway, all right, let's, you're 5, Keebler, you're 5'5". You're very much considering a stepladder. Oh, well, if you need a stepladder, that was a pretty good deal. I don't know if that is still available. That was back a few years ago, but it was a funny clip. And so anyway, Godspeed, Jim. Wishing you the best in what's left. But it's a sad day for many people on the internet. All right, let's go. I'm going to just do some exploring now, because like I said, this is not a planned out show. I know a lot of people, let's see, what are people talking about during the new year? Let's see what's trending. I can't put things on the screen unless it's YouTube approved. Hello, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And Happy New Year to you too, sir. Also, William Stenchever. Nice to see you. Tonka won. What did Tonka win? Are you talking about Tonka Saw? Tonka Saw is pretty much gone. I don't even know. Does he even do anything anymore? I used to be I haven't unsubscribed from him. You would think I would see something that he was producing somewhere. I don't know. Okay, let me go into the one. What was I going to do? I was going to do trending things right now. Plus side, nothing so like. Oh no, yeah. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors. Nice to see you. All right. Scroll through Twitter, live on screen. I need unsolicited porn. Yeah. See, that's why. That is absolutely why I don't do scroll through Twitter without being solicited. Hey, here's one. Here's a Happy New Year from. Who's this guy? Isn't this Wolverine guy? Here's a Happy New Year from Hugh Jackman. I'm sure.
Happy New Year to every single one of you.
All right. He's at the Global Citizen Festival. That's kind of gay. And I don't mean gay in the, like, you're screwing someone of the same sex. That's the good gay. I'm talking about the bad gay. That's a bad gay. As in the old school, wow, we used it when I was in junior high. Just something stupid. Cryptic, what's happening? Blame Canada more in 2023. Oh, that's something that I want to ask you all about. Let's talk about if you got any plans for or predictions for 2023. I would love to hear it. What do you think about Andrew's Tate arrest? I don't know. Look, I see a lot of Andrew Tate videos because you can't avoid him when you're on Twitter or on the internet or somewhere. People those videos pop up everywhere. And, he's one of those, I don't have a problem with Andrew Tate. He tells some truths that maybe some people need to hear. His bravado is a little bit annoying to me, but he's cool, right? I mean, he's all right. But as far as his arrest, I don't know what to think. I don't know the details. Everyone on the internet has already made up their minds and not necessarily knowing the details of what's happening. My understanding is going to be held in jail for 30 days. There's a possibility that he's being charged with some sort of human trafficking, sex trafficking, whatever. But from what I've seen, it seems like the so-called trafficking is done by people who've been willing to do his webcam business and whatever. And he, apparently he makes some, he's basically a pimp. And I don't know, but in a legal way, like he's not selling prostitution. The women who do this stuff for him do it voluntarily. And, I don't know. I have no idea what to think of Andrew Tate. He's kind of a little bit sleazy and whatever, but I don't know that he's doing anything illegal if he was in the States, but who knows what the rules are in Bulgaria. I don't live in Bulgaria. So, I think I've seen him do some shows on Fresh and Fit and stuff like that and whatever, but, that's it. I don't know. Hi, Keebler. What's up? Your news was held for review. Andrew Tate is kind of an idiot. Okay, I'm reading Keebler. This is Keebler, by the way. Good morning, sir. Andrew Tate is kind of an idiot, but he was detained, not arrested. They asked for an additional 30 days, but it seems like this is a fishing expedition. I'm going to give you one of these. This is a spot-on bell. He's like an OnlyFans pimp. Yeah, I mean, he convinces an OnlyFans pimp manager, so to speak. He's kind of a manager, and he's, there we go. Here's a good, I'm going to pull up memes too today. We're going to pull up memes. This one's a pretty good one for 2023. I think this is appropriate. Let's open that door slowly, especially if you're a Joe Biden fan. I would say if you're a Joe Biden fan, I'd say watch out for what happens in 2023. It's going to get really, really interesting as some of these investigations start happening. And also, good morning, Scribe. How you doing? Dawg Thrapple. I'm going to watch your show on replay because I saw it. You were live this morning, but I wasn't up early enough to see it so that I can see the whole thing. So I'm going to watch. By the way, everyone check out Scribe Light's channel if you're not. Most of you probably already subscribed, but his Sunday shows are fantastic. Just talking about different things, especially when it comes to the DEI stuff, the diversity, equity, inclusion stuff. He analyzes videos and stuff, and they're fantastic. By the way, I am going to put up a an open mic here somewhere soon. I've got a window open for it. So if anyone wants to jump in, I'll put that up soon. If you want me to. Also, good morning, Midnight in Exile. Good morning, TC. Nice to see you guys. Oh man, CRT of PBS. Oh, I got to see this one. I definitely got to watch this. So, in fact, Scribe. Oh, I didn't even realize I don't have you as a mod. I'm gonna make you a mod, and you can put a link to that particular to your show from this morning. Please put it in the chat. Those are great. Although, you know how Gunfox tries to make my head explode with some of the stories he gives to me. Well, many of the things Scribe reviews might put me over the edge, so I have to watch them kind of in my own personal moderation. It's very funny. All right, did I show that? Yeah, I already showed that meme. Okay, I'm going to keep going down the Happy New Year's. The Happy New Year Twitter said, see if there's any more memes here. Let's see. We've got some. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, here's one that you need absolutely to see. You need to see. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I subscribed. I didn't even know you didn't have a wrench. I should have done that years ago. So there you go. All right, Scribe. Okay, here's one. Oh God. Let's just say this might be the most important message you hear today on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Excuse me. Although it's from 22 hours ago, but here you go. From Zelensky, wish for miracles, create them themselves. Want faith, hope, both have been many in the army for a long time. Want light, it's in each of us. Today, it's only one wish. It'll come true not by a miracle, but our work. Fight. Mutual aid. Humanity. Happy New Year, year of our victory. Yes, Vladimir Zelensky, and I believe this is Mrs. Zelensky, First Lady of Ukraine, have sent us a New Year's message. But you know what the most important words of that sentence are? Mutual aid, which I'm trying to understand if he understands the definition of the word mutual. Because I don't know what. Anyway, did he include his PayPal details? No, I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Oh, as far as Andrew Tate, you think someone in the Biden administration called in a favor to get him locked up? Why? Why would the Biden administration care about Andrew Tate? Well, I know he talks a little bit about Ukraine, but I'm not really sure. Why would the Biden administration give a shit about Andrew Tate? I'm not sure what you mean there, BHI, Black Hebrew Israelite. Why isn't that? That's right. There we go. I'm willing to wish him AIDS. Oh my God. Ooh, that's rough. Let's see. Any other good ones here? I'm just scrolling down. Who is this? What? May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. Happy New Year. Bring it on in 2023. The best is yet upon us. Now, that's someone named Tiffany Smiley. Let's see. She's white. I didn't show you the picture. Here's Tiffany Smiley giving you a nice New Year's greeting. This is good. That's a good one. I don't know who that guy is, though. It kind of looks like Cernovich, but it's not Cernovich. Is it? Maybe? Let's see. Wife to Hope Unseen, mom to 3 boys, veteran advocate, former triage nurse, candidate for U.S. Senate. Oh, she was running for Senate running for Senate in the state of Washington. I'm not familiar with her. Anyway, that's interesting. Let's see. What if my wish is for my taxes to stop going to a country that we have no treaty with? Hey, now. let's not get ahead of ourselves, Green Badger, because you know, it's not our taxes going on anywhere. That's all borrowed money. So there. Midnight Exile, not the Biden administration. Greta is a globalist oligarch. The trigger got pulled on Tate to put a chilling effect on anyone wanting to offend the oligarchs. For the same reason Biden administration members are interested in stealing women's clothes. You know, the thing is, though, that investigation's been going on for months. And I don't think it was necessarily triggered by Greta. I think they were already planning on this. And I think it's a coincidence. This is one of those rare times where I go, that's probably a coincidence. It's not because it has nothing to do with Greta. Although it did, you know, it's kind of funny, you know. It's that. Let's put it this way. That is a good conspiracy theory. And a lot of times conspiracy theories are actually just coming attractions. So you just never know. You just never know. Oh, here's another Happy New Year. How about a Happy New Year from Newt and Callista Gingrich? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's see. Old Langs. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, this is beautiful. Watch. This is good. We'll do this. This is nice. Here, let's put this one on. I like this one. There's a good one. And I don't know if this belongs to anybody, but we're going to do it anyway. I just might get to take the strike. Here we go. This guy out with his dog. Oh, what the hell's going on? I'm having a little video issue here. It froze. What the hell happened? Come on. Oh, what the hell is that? Here we go. All right, I'm going to cut this off right here. Okay, that's where I'm going to cut it off. But you know what? I'll actually put a link to this one if you're interested, because it's a beautiful version. But I probably just got a copyright thing going there. Stop playing! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! All right, I will. Let's see. Let's definitely link that one. We'll copy the link. I'm going to put links in the one tab link at the end of the show. So there you go. Let's make sure the music's off here. Gun Fox, good morning and Happy New Year, sir. The outstanding moderator and administrator of our Discord server for the P-Dog Night Show. Appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, notifications. What's the new notifications here? So anyway, this is the New Year's show. We're just going through things. Oh, thank you, Scribe, for retweeting the show. Appreciate it. That's what that one's for. Okay. Let's see. What else can I find under the New Year's tab? I didn't mean to do that. Let's go this way. A couple other things that are trending right now. Governor DeSantis, queer, and Yellowstone. Someone make a joke that fits those three things. Romanians are gypsies. Gypsies can't read. Wait, what? Oh, the pizza box theory. That was false. That was found to be completely and utterly false. Oh, dude, what church is this? Let's see. Is this Okay, someone's singing the national anthem. That is super loud, isn't it? Here's what's... Oh, is this in the Capitol building? Possibly. I don't know. Hello, Tyler F. Happy New Year. cheer. Okay, let's turn that. No, not again. That's good. Come back. Come bring it back. Oh boy. Anyway, so if you're just getting here, Happy New Year to all of you. And we're just scrolling through some of the threads on YouTube, or excuse me, on Twitter, and seeing what people are talking about. And but mainly, the other thing I want to talk a little bit about predictions for 23, or if you have plans, special plans for 23, like something that you want to accomplish in 23. So I'll start first. Okay. So this is me and Lady Boomer's 30th anniversary this year in February. So we're taking a trip to California just to hang. It's funny because we're going to hang out with my mother, my natural mother, for part of that trip. And then we're also going to go deep sea fishing with my niece's husband. He's a commercial fisherman. And so we're going to go out on a boat with him. And then in August, we're going to go to Hawaii for her 60th birthday, because it's also Lady Boomer's 60th birthday this year. But one of the big things that we do on kind of the normals, we like to take these little daycations, right? These one-day trips to just a small town somewhere and go see what's cool there. And so part of one of the things that's on board for this year is we are going to do more of that. And I'm actually going to start editing all this footage and posting it on a new channel that I'm putting together. I'm going to get rid of the Marty's Big Journey channel, and move everything to a separate channel called Yes That Marty. And the reason I'm doing that is because my Marty's Big Journey channel is connected to this channel. And if this channel ever gets the yeet, I will lose both channels. So the other one's connected to a completely different email, and a completely different set of, whatever. And that's strictly, I'm not doing any politics. I'm not doing anything on that channel that could get me in trouble. And that one will be for sure good to go for however long I decide to do it. So that's one thing. Also, as I've started to bring guests on this show, I'm going to try to do that more regularly. In the next month, I have about a month left, a month and a couple weeks, I have about 6 weeks left before my 1000th episode of the Morning Night Live. So over the next 6 weeks, I'm really going to push to bring more guests on, try to grow the channel. My goal was to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by my 1000th show. My goal was to hit 1,000 subscribers on Rumble before my 1000th show. And, I'm way behind the schedule on that. So I really want to do that. And I'm going to scroll up because I see some of you are putting some things in here. And so I really, really want to grow this channel. So I'm going to put some pressure on myself to do that. There's a couple people I've been trying to get on here for months. One in particular who keeps saying he'll come on, and then we haven't been able to make it happen. So I'm not going to say the name, but we're going to work on that. But also, if you guys, one way you guys can help me, if you have any connections with any people that you'd like to see me talk to, that'd be great too. Or if you have suggestions, I know you've made suggestions in the past, but I really, really want to make that happen in 2023. And then as far as personally, we want to also plan another riverboat cruise, not for this year, but for next year. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to be a little more, just more, whatever. We're going to have to plan that out and save and work on that. And I want to make a big, when we accomplish it, I want to make it a show where I can, or be able to stream my show from a riverboat in, the Netherlands and Germany and whatever, all the places we go through, and make a big production out of it there too. So that's kind of a farther goal down the line, but the only way to do that is to make that happen in 2023. So predictions for 2023, I still have one, and it's actually a prediction I made in 2020, which who knows if it will come true or not. But my biggest prediction is that sometime in 2023, the current president may or may not be the current president anymore. That is one that I've always said, you know what? From the day he was elected in office and the day he chose Kamala Harris as his running mate, and I've always said that I don't think he's going to make it past 2023. Not because I don't expect his demise, but there's going to be something, because there's so much baggage with Joe Biden, be it the business dealings with his son, be it the fact that they're trying to get this George Santos guy to resign because of all of his lies. Well, the model for George Santos is Joseph Rahim Biden. So I'm just saying that I don't know. And also because the fact that he did choose Ms. Harris. He chose Ms. Harris because that was the media drawing. That's the person everyone in the media wanted to be president. When they were going through the Democratic primaries back in 2015 and 2016, everyone wanted Kamala Harris. The media did. And she had zero traction. And it's funny. As we watch how, you go through the Twitter files, you think how much certain entities in government, whatever, influenced social media. Do you think that they're also influencing regular media in the same way? Oh, that they're having meetings with higher ups in all the broadcasting outlets. And that includes the ones that supposedly are not on their side. Fox News, I'm talking to you. And so, that they got her in there, even though they didn't get her in there from people voting. They got her in there because people in the establishment really wanted her to be that first black woman president, even though she's not black in the American sense of being black, because, pop's from Jamaica, mom's from India. He's not so the idea that she's an African American is kind of dubious. If you ask people in the black community. Thank you, Gunfox61, for sponsoring the show. And Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Gunfox has sent me an article. Oh, an MSNBC article. A 2023 prediction. Trump will face criminal charges. We'll definitely check this out. I'll do that right after another story that I did have queued up for this show. But let me go through the chat here real quick. We'll get back into some of these questions, some of these predictions or whatever. Let's see. About the singer singing the national anthem. I'm glad she didn't add in a bunch of extra notes. Yeah, she didn't. She kept it pretty simple. One thing about the national anthem that always interests me, too, when people sing the national anthem, I've always found it interesting that people emphasize the line, "Oh, say, does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave?" Okay, the wave. When I when I sing the song, I always emphasize the line, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. That's the line that is the one that, if you really think about the poem, that might be the key line in the song. Yes, it's say does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, the home of the free and the land of the brave. But that line, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. That's the one where the soldiers are like, yes, our flag's still there. I don't know what made me think about that just now, but I've always thought that was the more important line. Yes, oh say does it Star-Spangled Banner yet wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave. But the fact that the flag was still there, they're going through this fight, there's bombs bursting, there's all this thing going on, and through the smoke and the daylight and whatever, and they look up and that flag is still there. That's the big line of the Star Spangled Banner to me. Anyway, okay, let's see. 20 straight system mail. Good morning again. 2023 is going to suck. That is my prediction. We'll see. I don't think we're going to have, let's just put it this way. I don't think the Inflation Reduction Act is going to work. But there is one interesting thing about that, by the way. Despite the inflation that we've had in the United States, when Lady Boomer and I were over in our trip in Europe, we took that river cruise from Budapest to Regensburg, Germany, and then spent 3 days in Prague. There was an interesting phenomenon while we were there. Our dollar got stronger in the middle of the trip. It was really interesting. When we left for Europe, a dollar, it was like the exchange rate between dollars and euros got better while we were there. So our purchasing power got better in there. And also right now, I don't know why this is right now, because it doesn't make any sense the way financial things are going. But for some reason, the dollar is really strong right now. Now, I don't know if normally that's a good thing, but this Inflation Reduction Act and the omnibus bill that are really just gigantic borrow and spend bills. It's not even tax and spend bills. They're borrow and spend bills. They're print money. The money machines go burr bills. That's not gonna be good in 2023 unless the unthinkable happens and we start producing a lot more energy in this country. Because right now the strategic oil reserves are down over 200 million barrels or something like that, and Biden's only replenishing them like maybe 3 to 5 million barrels of 200 million barrels that they've already taken out of that, at a higher price, obviously, although the prices of oil's come down a bit, the price of gas has come down a bit, but that's due to winter demand and winter blend fuels, which are cheaper to produce. But I got a feeling it's going to get really bad come springtime, especially gas prices. I think they're going to be even worse than they were at the peak of last year. So I agree with you on that straight system mail, and that kind of drives everything. You know, it's funny because they never wanted to use that word recession, but people are running out of money. People are running out of borrowing power. People are running out of, and also the fact that interest rates are going up. So your borrowing power is going down. Yes, it's going to cool the economy, all right, but it's going to cool the economy into just even a deeper recession. I noticed that especially this year as I worked, I work, as many of you know, I work for UPS and part-time, and the volume we did this year wasn't anywhere near what it was like in the past few years. Now, granted, some of that's due to COVID, but I'm talking about the peak Christmas time, holiday season where we go balls to the wall. It just wasn't like that this year. It was really weird. But one thing we did do, interesting thing, is we did have a lot more temp employees applying and filling in spots. So maybe that was part of it too. But I know the volume wasn't the same. And I can predict a lot of things by what I see coming through UPS. If I suddenly see one certain product coming through UPS, I watch the financial markets, and I go, oh, I probably could have predicted that and probably should have bought some of that stock. So anyway, let's see. Avocados down. Oh, Josephine, good morning. Happy New Year. Well, it's good afternoon now. Happy New Year, in my time at least. Nice to see you back. Welcome. Avocados down. I want to be better and more complete asshole in 2023. And so far, it's going swimmingly. Congratulations, Avocados Diablo. You've had a whole half a day to accomplish that. Congratulations, sir. Not necessarily my life, but around the world, 2023 is going to suck. Yeah, I don't... that kind of like everyone likes their congressman, but everyone hates Congress. that might be a case of that as far as how things go in the world, dear. Tyrannus Alexandrius. Tyra Alexander says, I want to get down to, oh shoot, it skipped on me. What the hell? What the hell happened here? This thing skipped on me. Hang on, I'm going to go scroll back up. I want to get down to 240, finish my first draft of my novel with 110,000 words and focus more on streaming, whether live or video format. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you were a writer. I'm excited to hopefully you accomplish that. And yeah, I have a weight goal too. I'd love to get, if I got down to 240, I would look skinny because no one's seen me like that in probably 15 years. But that's one of my other goals. See, here's the other problem. I'm probably going to get a hip replacement this year because it's time. So probably after our trip in February, I'm probably going to get a hip replacement. So we're going to have another stretch of time where one of the people in my family will have no income. So I'm going to be streaming a lot during my recovery of that. But also once that happens, then I would love to get down, at least lose 40 to 50 pounds before my son's wedding in June. He's getting married June 24th, so I'm excited for that. But I agree, yeah, getting healthy is probably I definitely going to start walking more. Probably have to by then. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, for the big 2023. Thank you, sir. And Black Hebrew Israelite, you are Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day. I pushed the button too soon. Gunfox, you were the new Streamlabs superstar sponsor today, but now thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. And Black Hebrew Israelite says, happy current year. I predict the war in Ukraine will expand into Russia because that's what the powers that be want to do. Then China will move on Taiwan. Hello, World War III. Yeesh.
That's right.
I hope I'm wrong. Wow, that's a dire prediction. It seems like it does seem like that though, doesn't it? It seems like that they want. Look, Ukraine. We've given Ukraine now with this new omnibus bill. It'll be totaling $110 billion, right? That's more than that's almost double the budget that Russia uses for their military in a year. Now, granted, it's in 1 year. A lot of it is just equipment and stuff. And I don't think it helps that they dropped some missiles in Kyiv recently. And I don't know, boy, I wish I understood world politics better to understand why they think this is a good idea. I don't, but look, I think the other thing is, I'm not so convinced that China will move on Taiwan right now, because they're seeing the trouble that Russia's having with Ukraine. Everyone's like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. Well, granted, we've made it so it's not a cakewalk and made it expanded more with our help there. But I think maybe China's seeing that and going, these motherfuckers aren't going to let this happen, are they? I don't know. It's hard to sell. Hello. Good morning, Reacciona, Puerto Rico, my friend, and also Renee Mayette. What's up? You fell asleep at 10 p.m. I hear you. Yeah, I was in bed at 11, about 10 minutes after 11, and I was asleep within 5 minutes. I was tired as hell. Anyway, thank you very much, Black Hebrew Israelite. Greatly appreciate it, and your support over the year. Gunfox 2 and Tire 2, some of the biggest supporters of the show. And I cheers to you. Cheers to all of you. Cheers to you who show up. It's great to have you here. All right, I'm going to keep scrolling down here. So far, I'm at 280 with 60,000 words and doing movie reviews with my brother in arms, Rotten Corpse. Oh, I didn't know you did that. I'm get on Rotten Corpse's channel. I follow him on Twitter, and I've been meaning to get to his channel because I didn't realize he had a channel, so I'm going to check that out. Let's see. TC, we still have humor throughout the crazy that's going on to happen. I believe humor is the greatest power in the world. Ding, absolutely. Sanguine of Minions of the Zoo would be a great guess. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Well, here's what I want to do. I want to have, part of this is one, have guests as, that are just co-host for the news for that day. And then I also like to have some guests that are interviews. So that's what kind of one of my goals, and hopefully, cross, what's the word? I was going to say cross stream, but that sounds weird. Just, have some crossover subs from each channel, which is what I'm hoping to do. HB, yes, definitely. He definitely will be a guest on the show sometime soon. Let's see. President Kamala makes me shudder to think about it. I know. Doesn't it though? Oh gosh. But does anyone think that Kamala Harris would be any different than Joe Biden though? I don't think Kamala Harris necessarily would have any more control over what happens out of the White House, because right now it's the White House handlers that have control over what happens out of the White House. And her advisors would be the same advisors as Joe Biden, because they brought her in there. And I think they would let her know very quickly that who's still in control. She would be the face of the White House handlers, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Jimmy from Philly. Jimmy from Philly would be fun. Santos would make an excellent Democratic president. That's hilarious. Biden was propped up because he could be dismissed as soon as he served his purpose. Hell yeah. Gunfox, Marty, my New Year's thing. Your Gunfox, my New Year's things I do is make you rant more. I'm going to read this. I'm going to go through this article, MSNBC article. Anytime you put an MSNBC article in front of me, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to rant about it. Let's see. New year, new ranting, more ranting needed. I hear you. I predict Kamala Harris will be replaced by Hillary Clinton. I don't know. It'd be, that's okay. That's putting on the, as the Hotep would say, that's putting on your tinfoil kufi, right? So let's say Joe Biden is forced to step down. Kamala Harris becomes president of the United States. Kamala Harris chooses Hillary Clinton as her vice president. And then somehow Kamala Harris ends up stepping down because it was actually Hillary's turn. I don't think the media would allow that. Not at all. You're saying, oh, we're going to replace a black woman in the middle of her first black woman presidency, who's really Jamaican Indian, as with a white woman. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Even if it's Hillary Clinton, I don't know if that's going to work. I do not know. All right. Biden will complete his term. My prediction is a long shot. Good morning, Data Wasteland. I've always liked the line, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. I love how Francis Scott Key was giving his first-hand account from his cell. Interesting. Reduce now means to increase. They will massage the lexicon. Yeah, we're going to be changing definitions for sure. Let's see. I think 2023 might see a depression. Depression, severe recession, people not being able to buy shit. It's all the same to me. But yeah, I'm agreeing that. Because as far as I see avocado stable on the fact that this dollar's strong because everywhere is hurting. We're just hurting slightly less. Yeah, that's probably true too. But it was interesting because the other part was interesting. That was that our buying power, particularly in Hungary and Prague, in Budapest and Prague, was pretty strong. Especially, what's the funny thing? You get an Uber here. Like I get an Uber from the airport to my house. I live really near the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport, but it's still always going to be about $20, $30 depending on what time and how, if it's peak time or not, as far as Uber. We took Ubers when we were in Prague. We were in Prague 3 days. And every time we took an Uber, and some of them were for pretty decent trips, and the Uber bill in Prague every time was like the equivalent of $3 or $4. And I would like, that's what, then you tip, and it's like the tip was like this percentage. And I'm like, nah, I'll just basically double it for the tip, because Ubers were so cheap in Prague. I couldn't figure it out. Is it just that people, and also certain goods were cheap. A lot of the meals that we had weren't not necessarily cheap. They were pretty average as far as what I would pay for a meal in the United States, except they were really nice meals. Like we were, and we didn't, I don't know, it wasn't really expensive to eat, but it was comparable to what we would spend here. But yeah, certain things that you buy, like especially like souvenirs. Now souvenirs are tending to be cheap anyway, but the one thing that really caught me off guard was how cheap Ubers were. All right, because the U.S. dollar is still the safest bet. Oh shoot, this thing scrolled again on me. Let me go back. Let's see. Because the U.S. dollar is still the safest bet compared to everyone else's money. Dollar being strong right now is the equivalent of gold medal at the Special Olympics. Oh, that was good, AD. My prediction include more artificially created food shortages, more glow in the dark false flags. I really agree with you on the glow in the dark false flags, or just glow in the dark manipulated events. I'm sure that Nomad's in the house. Hammer time. Yeah, I agree with that too. There's definitely going to be that. I don't know about the food shortage. You know what's weird though? We've been seeing like all these different food producing facilities going up in flames. I'm wondering is that always happened, or is that just something that's happening now? And also, the innovation of artificially produced meats. Are they going to start pushing that shit again too? Holy shit. I don't know. Because I'm just saying right now, I'm too old to start eating bugs now. That's why I usually have extra food in my freezer just in case. And we've got a bunch of canned goods here too. I don't know. I'm hoping that it doesn't turn into a real crisis for people. It already is for a lot of people. And in this crisis that we're having, people in this country, we're still sending another $47 billion to Ukraine. I don't get it. I don't get it. The other part, when we were in Europe, a couple times we would talk to people about their concerns about that war in Ukraine. And clearly, like in Budapest, are people who are from Eastern Bloc countries, like who were on the boat we were on or whatever. And when they would talk about it, it would make them really nervous. Russia invading one of the old bloc countries, right? Because they were, they were concerned that they could be next. But I didn't hear that so much like in Germany or in Austria. But everyone over there in Europe is concerned just that could turn into a full-blown war of multiple countries. And the idea that they are pulling, Sweden and Finland into NATO, and now they're talking about possibly Ukraine, there's rumblings of wanting Ukraine to be NATO protected at least. That goes against the charter of Ukraine, the original charter of Ukraine in 91, when the Soviet Union broke down, was that they were always going to be a neutral country like Sweden, like Finland. And I mean, I don't think it justifies Russia's aggression, but it explains Russia's aggression. Whether it justifies it or not, that was the agreement. And so this agreement has been being broken down. Bionic P-Dog. Yeah, I'm going to be, what is it? Bigger, not bigger, faster, stronger, whatever they said in the $6 Million Man movie. Hopefully you'll have Wolverine's healing power. Well, thank you. I hope so. I'm way behind in the chat, aren't I? Nope, you're not wrong. Democrats love war. Yeah, they're not the only ones. Now, of course, we're losing Liz Cheney, so that's another, the warmongering part of the Republican Party. But there's plenty. Look, politicians love war because the people that make stuff for war put money in their pockets. Let's just put it that way. You would think. Look, here's something you'd think. You would think that the super progressives in Congress would be completely against giving Ukraine money for war. Take AOC and that crowd, the Ilhan Omars and the Cory Bushes of the world. But where are the left-wing anti-war, anti-military industrial establishment people? They're all on board with this Ukraine stuff. Now, granted, it's partially because they made such a big deal out of Russia during the Trump administration. So a lot of them are brainwashed and thinking that, oh yeah, anything that's against Russia is good, except it's Ukraine, the most corrupt country in Europe, and one that is becoming less and less democratic, even though supposedly they're fighting for. Wait a minute. I gotta find it. Hang on. Hold on. They're fighting for democracy. That ain't it. What the hell's that? Oh, democracy. No, that's not it. What the hell? Fix this. Democracy. Democracy. Let's try this better one. There's got to be a better one than that. Let's try this one. Democracy. Democracy. Yeah, that's a better echo. Stupid me. All right. Wait, Cordon Bleu would be a better name for what city? I'm not sure. Oh, Kyiv. Oh. See how far behind I am in the chat? All right, let me scroll down more. China will first attempt to subvert Taiwan internally. They are close, to be honest. True. Game. I'm assuming for the. Oh man, am I far behind? I'm catching up though. Game for opening up the mic. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that sometime soon here. Let's see. Kamala Harris would be worse. A lot of people are saying that. Kamala Harris would be worse. I don't. Worse how though? Okay, I'm gonna just have to scroll way down here. I want a one-night stand with Kamala. I bet she can. Oh my God. Sucks start early. Stop it. I can't believe I even read that. Dumbbeard, what's up? Happy New Year, my friend. Anna Lynn's in the house. I think I already saw that. Okay. Let's see. Special K on Acid. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dumbbeard also. And Pat's in the house. Holy shit. I'm way behind. Okay, now I think I'm caught up here though. All right, Marty, Russia will keep the war going until they lose a lot more troops. Yeah, probably. Let's stuff this chicken breast full of butter. Okay, yeah, the difference between chicken Kiev and chicken cordon bleu. Isn't chicken cordon bleu? That's when you do the Swiss cheese and ham, right? And then chicken Kiev is like some kind of cheese sauce and like spinach or something. Which is which? I don't know. Good morning. Oh, James Colley. Hello. Happy New Year. And Renee Mayette. I think I said that already. Happy New Year to Pat. Midnight Harris would be worse because she would sow chaos that the docile Biden would not. I think she would say a lot more stupid shit they'd have to backtrack on. Although Joe Biden is the master of saying stupid shit they have to backtrack on. Swiss and ham is which one? Is chicken cordon bleu, right? Mike Savage, Russia. Russian hasn't been a serious threat to the U.S. for 20 years or so. China's the real threat to the U.S. and the rest of the world. But our politicians are bought by the Chinese. Oh, damn. Damn, Savage. That's why your last name is Savage. That's savage. I can see Puerto Rico becoming the 51st state and the Democrats trying to push it hard to stay in power. Reaction, what do you think of that? In fact, I am going to open up a thing here. I'm going to do 2 articles, and then we're going to open up the mic. And I actually want to scroll through Twitter and invite some people that I wanted to bring in earlier. We'll see what's happening. Anyway, let's do these 2 articles because both of these are pretty funny. Well, I don't know. One of them is probably going to make my head explode. Thank you, Gunfox. The other one is I found hilarious because the Washington Free Beacon has named its Man of the Year, and this is special. I got to tell you, this is special. Let me move it so it fits the screen properly. Okay, is that going to work? No, not quite. Hang on. Let me make an adjustment here. Well, let's just do full screen on this one. The Washington Free Beacon, which is a online news outlet, has named its Man of the Year. And ladies and gentlemen, I should have a drum roll thing here, but I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Free Beacon Man of the Year is Keith Olbermann. Oh, yes. I know it was a delayed reaction. Delayed reaction. Here we go. This is, now, I'm sure that this might be tongue-in-cheek, but let's go through this article. This is great. We don't always agree with Keith Olbermann, but that doesn't mean we don't respect him. Sorry. The dude landed some solid tail back in the day. He still does, probably, and good for him. But that's not why he's being honored as the Washington Free Beacon Man of the Year. Oh, it gets better. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. We chose to recognize Olbermann for speaking his truth after years of suffering in silence and for highlighting a very real but much forsaken segment of the population, the battered man. We are often quick to dismiss them. We stigmatize and scorn them with mockery. Well, that needs to change, and maybe it will now that a celebrity of Olbermann's magnitude has outed himself as a male survivor of domestic abuse. Olbermann was understandably disgusted after watching his sort of attractive ex-lover, MSNBC's anchor Katie Tour, bully her husband into getting a vasectomy. Don't even know about that. And turning it into a feminist publicity stunt. He had to speak out. Bringing this up is obviously painful for me, Olbermann confessed on his Countdown podcast. That's why I've not done it over the course of 15 years, but I've had enough. He was beaten by a woman. I have remained silent, even though 6 days after my emergency appendectomy in 2007, Tour started punching and slapping me with real intent to do harm because the living room wasn't clean enough. Olbermann testified on the airwaves. He went on to describe how Tour, his live-in girlfriend from 2006 to 2009, exploited his professional success to advance her own career. Female sociopaths often behave this way towards their victims. It's commonly known as reverse grooming, or ambition grinding, or C-suite stop jousting, or simply pulling a Kamala, which if you're not sure what pulling a Kamala means, that means getting horizontal to make your career going vertical. Olbermann explained how Tur continued to exert coercive control over him long after the relationship had ended. He paid her rent for a year after she moved out. Oh, he paid her rent? He paid her rent for a year after she moved out so she could stay in New York. He paid off her student loans. He introduced her to all the right people. He got her booked on shows. He edited nearly every one of her scripts for MSNBC, sometimes rewriting them from scratch. He contributed intellectual research for her book about Donald Trump. At long last, Olbermann stood up for himself. She asked him to write an entire book for her, and he refused. And though few would argue that Keith's courage in that moment was commensurate to that of the American boys who stormed the beaches on D-Day, they are, in fact, no different. Because until society starts treating battered men with the dignity they deserve, predators like Tur will never stop. We believe you, Keith, because men deserve to be believed. We already knew Katie Tur was a talentless dimwit. MSNBC wouldn't have hired her otherwise. We applaud your staggering bravery, your willingness to face down demons, and to confront your abuser. Now, we know what a heartless monster she really is. May this story be an inspiration to all you men who suffer in silence under the yoke of female tyranny, yearning to breathe free. Thank you, Keith Olbermann. You are the Washington Free Beacon Man of the Year. Yes! Congratulations. Congratulations, Keith Olbermann. Oh, he's an inspiration, folks. He's an inspiration. So anyway, that's why he's the Man of the Year. Now, let's see. Oh, geez. So this is, and the article they were referring to was this Daily Beast article. Here, let me fix this here. He's got balls. CBS anchor Tony Dokoupil reveals he got a vasectomy. Oh my gosh. Let's see. He wants other men to think about the procedure too. Okay. It says on Sunday night, CBS morning news anchor, co-anchor, took to Instagram to reveal he went under the knife last Friday, sharing photos from a hospital room and a post-procedure video recorded by his wife, the author and NBC anchor Katie Tur. In the footage, Dokoupil can be seen walking stiffly behind a grinning Tur. You're not supposed to be this mobile, he remarks. It's perfectly good procedure, but it's just feeling a little off. Well, that's... what the hell? Ooh! What the hell? Let's see. Here's the video. He's a little gingerly. He's walking a little gingerly there.
It's mobile. It's a perfectly good procedure, but it's a little off.
And she's laughing at him. Okay. Well done, Katie Tur, for talking him into getting a vasectomy. All right. Oh, I made a mistake there. What the hell did I just do? Okay, there's the article. I'm going to leave that article up, but it's too much information for me. And, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting a vasectomy. If it's, if you choose to do it, that's up to you. Now, before I open up the mic, and we'll talk to whoever wants to talk, I am going to do this one article that Gunfox sent me. And hopefully it doesn't make my head explode. So let's just, what is this now? This is an article by Jordan Rubin at MSNBC. The glee, her glee is just really scary. Olbermann Intellectual Research 2023 is already a bellwether year for those two terms. If those two terms are in the same sentence. Yes, that's true. Bullied to have his nuts cut. I used the argument, my body, my choice. Sorry, no real man would be cocked to that point. No, I mean, I can understand choosing to do that. In fact, my wife and I only wanted to have 2 kids, and we said, well, if the second one's a C-section, then she'll tie him up, and if it's not, then I'll get him snipped. And it just happened to be a C-section, so she got him tied up and with double knots, and we didn't have any more kids. And we're very happy with the 2 kids we have. They're fantastic, and so good, and I'm intact. So, but whatever. That's not. But being pressured into doing it, I don't know. That'd be weird. You make your own choices in life, and there you go. All right, let's see. Let's go. All right, here you go, Gunfox. Here's what you wanted. Here's what you chose for me to read today. Thank you for sponsoring the show. 2023 prediction: Donald Trump will face criminal charges. By Jordan Rubin, MSNBC, opinion columnist. I almost said, well, that's probably accurate. Opinion columnist. I might have been right the first time. Here's a New Year's prediction. Donald Trump will be charged with crimes in 2023. Gee, an MSNBC columnist predicting that. I just have one thing to say about that. That's predictable. Okay. On the one hand, it's unremarkable to prophesy that a man who's facing several probes by federal and state prosecutors, I don't know why I laughed at several probes. I don't want any probes. Okay. No probing. Okay. Several probes by federal and state prosecutors for conduct that looks pretty unlawful will be charged with crimes. On the other hand, it's Trump, whose name hasn't been synonymous with accountability. Oh, I got so many whatabouts right now. I have so many whatabouts. There's a reason to think that will change. One might see this prediction as fueled by the recent dramatic finale of the historic House January 6th committee and the several criminal referrals it made for Trump and others. But unfortunately for Trump, that's only one piece of the puzzle. If anything, the Fed's search and seizure of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago Estate in Florida last summer felt like a watershed moment. Federal law enforcement action against a former president who had seemingly lived a consequence-free life, except for being audited every year, and might have continued to do so, even in an incremental step towards potential prosecution from the branch of government that can actually bring charges, seems more significant than the legislative branch asserting Trump's guilt by way of criminal referrals. Both things, of course, can be and are significant. Plus, the Mar-a-Lago case appears to be more straightforward than the sordid legal maze of January 6th and its tentacles, as former federal prosecutors said in a November memo analyzing the document's case, publishing at Just Security, quote, "There's a strong basis to charge Trump," end quote. Interesting. That's the analysis. There's a strong case to charge Trump. With his special master detour officially crushed by Trump-appointed judges, no less, he looks a step closer to charges related to his apparent mishandling of classified documents and obstruction. There's a problem here, though. There's a problem. Donald Trump isn't just any yahoo who have come across classified documents. Donald Trump was the president of the United States who had a special access to all classified documents. I just don't get it. I don't know. Anyway, that's just my own personal side. And that's just Mar-a-Lago. To be clear, the notion that January 6 charges are a legal maze doesn't mean Trump won't be charged in that investigation too, which is overseen by special counsel Jack Smith, who is a toady and absolutely one who would charge Trump with something because that's him. Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Smith after Trump announced his 2024 bid. Smith is also overseeing the Justice Department's probe into the Mar-a-Lago classified documents scandal. The January 6th evidence shows the potential for charges of insurrection against the former president. Wow. Let that sink in, as well as a conspiracy and obstruction related to the attack on the Capitol and American democracy itself. Indeed, the committee noted that the Justice Department may have evidence, not to mention resources, that Congress doesn't. It's worth noting the possibility that the Justice Department could have exculpatory evidence in Trump's favor that isn't public. However generous that scenario seems. Yeah, see, the January 6th committee didn't care about any possible exculpatory evidence. In fact, they had a narrative to write. So, what up, Cannon? Cannon Otep's in the house. Let's see here. It's evidence not to mention. Okay, we did that. And those are just some of the charges Trump could face this year. So this is a walls closing in article, and they're just throwing out the whole thing. The former president should be worried about the states too, not that there's a double jeopardy issue with charges being filed by both federal and state prosecutors, even oddly enough for the same crime, as the Supreme Court recently affirmed. Trump may want to brush up on double jeopardy, a concept he apparently has some trouble grasping, as my MSNBC colleague Steve Bannon has pointed out. Don't care. And while the investigations are separate, the explosive January 6th committee findings could boost Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis' investigation in Georgia. As Jennifer Rubin, the most diligent and competent journalist on the planet, wrote in the Washington Post in December. Of course, the Washington Post, the normally pro-Trump newspaper of record. The facts laid out by the committee fit Georgia's charges quite well. Well, that's definitive. Citing a Brookings Institution report, she recalled the potential pathways to prosecute Trump in the Peach State. Quote, interference with primaries and elections, intentional interference with performance of election duties, solicitation to commit election fraud, and conspiracy to commit election fraud. She also observed that Willis has put additional witnesses in front of the grand jury who didn't appear before the January 6th committee, prompting the conclusion that she could well be on her way to indict Trump in early 2023. And of course, it would be a mistake to sleep on New York. Oh, that's one of those phrases that the brothers came up with. Don't sleep on New York, where the Trump organization has already been convicted. Oh, for fuck's sake. So with all of that looming, it's a real possible that Trump, is it really possible for Trump not to be charged anywhere? Sure. But that seems unlikely at this point, and partly because of the challenges of accusing a potential president of crimes. Any prosecutor willing to or bringing charges will want to do so by next year. That wouldn't eliminate the novel issues of charging a 2024 presidential candidate even in 2023, which could prompt a series of unprecedented legal questions, as Trump is wont to do. What seems clear, though, is that the former president is poised for a bad year. Well, that's what they're hoping, and we'll just have to see. I don't know who's going to have a worse year, Donald Trump or Joseph Biden. All right. Now, Jimmy Das. Jimmy Das is in the house over on Rumble. Nice to see you, Jimmy Das. Hotep. All right. Okay, so as I said earlier, I was considering doing some open mic stuff. So here's what I'm going to do. He's finished. It's the beginning of the year. The walls are closing in. Yes. Oh, you're so right, Reaction. It's the walls are closing in. All right, let me check my notifications here because I keep getting them. Thank you, Scribe Light, Tyler F. I got that. Oh, I see. There we go. Who already retweeted the show. And good morning, Real Wade Nation. Happy New Year to you. Did I say hi to Aaron Meredith? Aaron Meredith, welcome. Nice to see you all here. So yeah, we're, by the way, we got 33 people in the house, 19 likes. Hit the like button, share the stream. I'm going to be here for probably another, I'll say 55 minutes. We'll go till 2 o'clock my time, which is central, and we'll finish up the show then. But I'm going to open up the mics, see if anyone wants to talk about the new year. And Happy New Year to everyone who has jumped into the show, by the way. Let me get a link here. I have this set up. I hopefully this will work. Let me, I'm going to put an invite. I'm going to put it in the description of both YouTube and Rumble. Let me edit YouTube here real quick, and we'll put it in the, it might already be in the, do I already have it? Do I have the bot going that has that set up? I don't. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put an open mic link at the top of the description. Let me tell you when to refresh here. There we go. There it is on YouTube. Let's put it on Rumble also. Give me a second. And if you guys want to jump in, there's an open mic link at the top of the description. You'll just have to refresh. And here we go with Rumble. There we go. All right, let's hit save. And that should be good. All right, so if you refresh your screens, Yep, open mic link is at the top of both. If anyone wants to jump in and chat, that is available in the description of both streams. Now, let's see. Keeping the narrative that they will punish Trump is more beneficial than actually doing it. Why solve a problem you can perpetually complain about? You know, I'm not. I don't disagree with that at all. By having a cloud over him while he's running to damage him, maybe as effective as actually indicting him and having to do a case. That's interesting. Notice the P-Dog Night Show is not responsible for any blood loss or high blood pressure while looking in the Discord news section. Read at your own risk. By the way, if I hate life, look in the Discord news section. You know, I got so much open here right now. I'm hopefully, let me see if I can. Oh, I already closed that. Let's see. We may do that. But if you'd like to join the show, there is now an open mic link in the description, and I want to make sure it works. So, it should take you to where I have an open mic, and don't be concerned about the fact that it says ended. I haven't done this in a while, but it seems like everything's working fine. The stream on YouTube looks good. The stream on Rumble looks good. So, and here, I'll put it in the also open mic link. I'll put it in the chat too. There we go. So if anyone wants to jump in, just click that link and we'll have a discussion about what's happening in the coming year. Or I want to hear the big question today is, what are your personal plans or goals for 2023, things you'd like to see happen or things you are striving for? And also, what do you think is going to happen in our country during this same time? So that's what we're talking about today. Let's see. I'm going to go back onto Twitter though. I'm going to scroll through here a little bit because there's oh shoot, I have too many of these windows open. Here is what's happening. Oh, what's this? What was that? Texas Supreme Court rules against fathers. Oh no. Is this the one from this year? This is not good. So this is in the post-millennial. Am I going to get a bunch of pop-ups here? That's the one thing I hate about the post-millennial. Breaking. This is from yesterday. Texas Supreme Court rules against father seeking to prevent chemical castration of his son. The Supreme Court of Texas denied my mandamus brief, effectively terminating my parental rights. My children are now subject to being chemically castrated in California. Texas is an empire of child abuse led by Texas judges. Someone was mentioning this yesterday. Hi, Shygon. Nice to see you. Welcome. Happy New Year. Jeff Younger. So, in California, they passed this law where anyone seeking gender-affirming care for minors, and I think as young as 12, can come to California and have it done. Basically, no questions asked. I mean, in theory, no questions asked, okay? And so now this guy who's, here's the case. Jeffrey Lunger has lost his case to prevent his ex-wife from taking their son to California, where he could be medically transitioned. Younger has been trying to stop this from happening for years and has now reached the end of the line. He is prevented by the courts of Texas from protecting his boys from medical mutilation at the hands of their mother, who is a pediatrician. Younger has accused her of using the children to help advertise her, quote, inclusive, end quote, gender-affirming, quote, practice. The Supreme Court of Texas denied my mandamus, effectively terminating my parental rights. My children are now subject to being chemically castrated in California. Texas is an empire Texas is an empire of child abuse led by Texas judges, is what his tweet was. This after Judge Kim Cooks on October 24th said that both parents should have joint managing conservatorship, in which each are able to have a say in his medical treatment, the Texan reported. The custody case was before the Supreme Court of Texas, which ruled against Younger. Younger had issued a petition on December 16th to try to retain his parental rights after his ex-wife, Dr. Ann Georgilis, took the boys to California. California has a law in place starting Sunday that children in that state will not be returned to their home state in the event that the home state would prevent children from being medically transitioned to present as the opposite sex. Younger wanted his boys brought home. California Senate Bill 107, proposed by State Senator Scott Weiner. Now, if you're not familiar with Scott Weiner, he's the most just degenerate state senator in the country. Just some backwards shit that this guy puts through this California legislature. And because the California legislature believes that everything should be woke and hunky-dory, they pass all this assholes bills. And so this, and it was signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom, will, quote, prohibit the enforcement of an order based on another state's law authorizing a child to be removed from their parent or guardian based on that parent or guardian allowing their child to receive gender-affirming health care or gender-affirming mental health care. Now, basically what it means is that kids who want this care can go to California and get it done. Younger's concern, per his petition, is that in California, his son would be subjected to transgender procedures deemed to be child abuse by the official opinion of the Texas Attorney General. Texas has laws against the medical gender transition of children and teens. The children would lose the protections of injunctions on the mother that prevent her from chemically castrating the children or sexually mutilating them in transgender surgeries, Younger said in his petition, according to the Texan. Younger was married to the pediatrician, Georgilis and Younger ended up in court fighting over the children when she believed that James, Younger's 7-year-old, wanted to live as a girl called Luna. Now, this case has been going back and forth, man. And it's funny because when the child is with his father, he lives as a boy and is fine with it. When he lives with his mother, he lives as a girl and probably to be able to please mom. It's an awful, awful situation. Hello, D.I. Fredo Watcher. Happy New Year. So anyway, she petitioned the court to prevent Younger from, quote, from signing Luna up as James for any activities or taking her as James or calling her James or using male pronouns related to Luna at any activities outside the home. So got a court order to force him to treat his son as a girl. When the boy's at home, he has no problem being a boy. But when he leaves, the court orders that he must treat her as a girl. She further asked the court to prevent Younger from allowing the children to remain in the presence of anyone who is not calling Luna by her chosen name. Now remember, the child did not choose the name. The mother did. And not using female pronouns to refer to her and otherwise not affirming Luna. Georgilis began to believe James was a girl when he asked for a girl's toy from McDonald's and wanted to wear dresses as well as began to emulate the female lead characters in Disney's Frozen. It was a counselor in the Genesis Clinic at the Children's Hospital Center who advised Georgilis to socially transition James according to court documents. Georgilis was affiliated with that hospital, so the hospital she worked with made the recommendation. Younger, who had joint custody in 2019, was and remains entirely against this course of action. When James is with Younger, he does not ask to be called Luna. He does not seek out girls' clothes, yet a court determined that Younger must use the pronouns and names his ex-wife demanded. Really? In a video posted to the dad's website, James is asked, "You're a boy, right?" Heffy reported, "No, I'm a girl." "Who told you you're a girl?" "Mommy." The child said Ann also put James in dresses. She buys me headbands. She gets me hair clips. She paints my nails. "Do you think you're a girl?" The child answered in the affirmative. Gorgulis was awarded custody by the Texas courts in 2021. Dallas County District Court Judge Mary Brown awarded Gorgulis full custody of James. Brown also eliminated the requirement that Jeff Younger be notified about James' medical procedures, except for instances of hormone suppression therapy, puberty-blocking drugs, and gender reassignment surgery. Under that order, Younger must consent to any decisions made under those categories of procedure, the Texan reported. Witnesses who knew the boys could attest that James did not identify as a girl when left to his own devices, and were prevented from testifying. Those witnesses were prevented from testifying in the case. One mother of the boy's friend said in testimony she wasn't allowed to give in 2019 that, quote, "Over the past year, I have observed that James is blissfully happy as a boy. He loves to march around outside and yell, 'We are the only Boy Scout troop,' or 'I'm the leader of the wolf pack.' He's always the ringleader, even though he isn't the oldest of the group. He loves dressing as a superhero and sword fighting. One day, we all walked to a playground near my house, and on the way home, James slipped in some mud and got his clothes dirty. He asked if he could borrow some of my kids' clothes, and I could wash his. Of course, I said, no problem, and grabbed him a pair of shorts from the chest of drawers and tossed them to him. I said, 'Hang on while I grab a shirt from the closet.' He immediately said, 'Mrs. Sarah, I don't need a shirt. It's hot, and boys don't have to wear shirts if they don't want to.' 'Isn't that awesome?' He was so cute," I said. "Yes, that is awesome." As he ran off to play, I did eventually get him to put on a shirt. It was gray with lizards on it, and he loved it. He also likes having his hair cut a certain way, but told my son Grayson that his mom wouldn't let him get it too short, even though he wanted it to be spiky." So the Office of the Attorney General of Texas filed an amicus letter with the courts on December 22nd, 2022, saying a trial court has allowed Relator's former partner to move to California with their children over Relator's objection, that'd be Younger. There, she intends to provide the child with potentially irreversible medical interventions that may constitute child abuse under Texas law, Attorney General KP 0401, particularly given that a court has previously found that a mom may have overcorrected for any symptoms of gender confusion exhibited by the child. Let's see, Petition 8, accepting order. The trial court clearly abused its discretion in permitting the Relator's former partner to remove the child from the state, given the ongoing litigation regarding their well-being, and that error may be irremediable on appeal because California hasn't enacted a law that makes it difficult, if not impossible, for Relator to regain custody of his vulnerable child. When Younger attempted to speak out about gender transition at the University of North Texas, he was prevented from doing so by far-left activists who shut down the speaking engagement. So, yeah, he was supposed to speak at this event, and they shouted him down, basically, and tried to scare everyone out of there. So this is an awful story. These stories just make me so mad, and I'm surprised that I didn't get it from Gunfox. So anyway, real quick, thank you, Assassin of the Gray. Welcome back, and for sponsoring the show with the most patriotic donation of all times ever, 1776, saying Happy New Year, Mr. Knights. All the best to you and your family. Well, Happy New Year to you, and obviously we're celebrating the new year in the background here. Welcome back. Okay, so I should probably check. Oh, there we go. I got it. Well, let's bring on Mr. Reaction. Give me a second here. I'm going to add you to the stream. You can hear me okay, can't you? There. Okay, there you are. Now let me put you on the screen. Hold on a second here. I'll put you, oh no, I put you back. And I wanted to put you, hang on a second. There we go. And I haven't done this yet, so I have to make sure this works. Oh. Wait, why is only half your face there? What the hell's going on here?
Try now.
No, you're good. No, you're good. It's I have to Let's see. StreamYard. Oh, for some reason, this window. Let me fix this window real quick. All right. There you go. What's up, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
So there's going to be a little bit of a lag on stream. No, it'll be fine. All right. What's up, man? How you doing? Did you do anything fun last night?
Well, we basically just hung out with the neighbors. Like I posted earlier, most of the people on my circle of friends and, their acquaintances, nobody actually went out. And, we usually used to go out to, hotels and maybe do some parties, something big. But everybody, I was calling people to see what they were doing. And everybody's like, we're just staying home. We're not really going to go out. So everybody kept giving me kind of like the same excuse. And I talked to my wife about it. And, hey, not every month, everybody has as much money left over at the end of the month now, thanks to the man in the White House and everything else.
You know what else it might be, though? At least in my case,
Mm-hmm.
I'm old.
No, I thought about it, but that little little extra. But up until 2 years ago, I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
And still hanging out, doing everything. But I've noticed some trends that they always have. Thankfully, I grinded down like 3 years ago and got rid of all the debt. But if you got debt still and with everything that's going around, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel this inflation way more than somebody that doesn't.
No, I hear you. Especially, they're messing around with interest rates too. So we did some work on our house a couple of years ago that we still have some, outstanding debt on that, and that payment's been pretty low for a while. But that's when when you do an equity deal,
Mm-hmm.
you're a slave to the rates,
Right.
And they went up a little bit. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, why is this payment higher?
What's going on?
Oh shit,
And if it hasn't started yet, I think it has. They already started offering those the arms.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that got us into a little pickle. 2008. They already, because some people, if maybe some people could afford a, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 house at 2%, but once you hike that baby up to like 6%, they're like, no,
Yeah.
not doing it. Not paying $3,000. I can pay $2,000, not $3,000.
Yeah. Fortunately, our main loan has been fixed for a while, and we got at the time that everything went down low. We that's when we refinanced then. But yeah, now so you guys kind of stayed there. Did basically just hung out with some friends and
we just went over to the neighbor's house. He built himself a little bar on his downstairs and big screen TV. It was like if I had gone to like a bar somewhere and he has the big screen TV, he has the tables, he brews his own beer, 3 different kinds of beer over there.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, dude, we make some Puerto Rican food, took it over there, and he's Italian and he had his own stuff going on there. So we ate and went to bed. Woke up this morning, took the dogs out, but they're out here. Surprisingly, they're quiet right now.
Yeah. So what do you have any, like, what's a plan or a goal you have for 2023, or do you have any predictions? I know I saw some in the chat here.
Well, the goals that I got is I gotta save some more money because I might be moving to Puerto Rico. Get a transfer from work and move down there. Let's see if that happens.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't pan out, then maybe get another property and then start renting those out. Maybe drop 20 pounds. Actually drop 30. I already dropped like 5. So for my 46th birthday, which is in May. Now, with somebody was talking earlier about the whole Puerto Rico statehood thing, right?
Yeah, I want to ask. Yeah, let's hear about that. That's what I wanted to ask you about.
All right, so let's do it. Let's do a crash course here. So basically, Puerto Rico has four main parties now. Used to be two. Everyone, all the politicians in Puerto Rico are Democrats or rhinos. Every single party. The main issue in Puerto Rico is not a conservative versus liberal issue. The issue is whether Puerto Rico becomes a state, stays as it is, or gets independence. So the political parties, what they're actually fighting over, or what they say they're fighting over, is for the status. You know, one party claims to be more conservative, others says it's a little bit more liberal, but it's actually about status. But when politicians come to Puerto Rico for the primaries, we can't vote for the president. We can actually vote in the primaries. So Republicans will go, maybe. Usually they don't, because they've been led to believe, because all the politicians they encounter are Democratic, they're Democrat leaning, that, well, why even bother with the people of Puerto Rico if everybody there is a Democrat, which is not true. Puerto Rico, the people are very conservative people. The politicians, however, are Democrats. They're very liberal. Some are actually progressive, more progressive than AOC. So that is the little, what they call like a little Puerto Rican like enigma of like what's going on down there. Now, in reality, none of the political parties want anything to change. Because if Puerto Rico were to become a state or goes independent, that means the destruction of all the parties. Because what are you fighting over now? It's the main issue has been decided. You have to change your whole political structure and your messaging on what you stand for, and all the shady deals that you had, you know, in dark rooms. Now you might have problems because you're on a whole other different structure. And it was, believe it or not, there is, Trump has a big following in Puerto Rico, especially when he started attacking the politicians. People would say, you know what, I don't like a lot of what that stuff that guy is saying, but he's right on that one. These guys here are crooked. Up to this date, let me see, there are, I think, 9, was more than that. It's my sister alone. My sister works in FEMA, and she's dealing with the Maria issue. Maria was in 2017. Most of that money has not been spent. It's just sitting there.
Is it sitting there, or is it sitting somewhere?
It's sitting. The money is sitting, I mean, basically in FEMA. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's sitting there.
Right.
Because with FEMA, because if you want the money, FEMA needs to, hey, give me a receipt for what you spent, and I'll give you the money that you spent. In the past, they would just like send money. Hey, we need help. You need help. You need help. And a lot of money came up missing. Orange Man Bat came along because he had done deals in Puerto Rico and with the politicians back home. And he said, no. I'm here for the American, like you say, American taxpayer. Let's take that spin, right? We'll give you some money up front, but all these billions of dollars for reconstruction, you're going to have to spend some money. Give me the receipt that you spent some money, and I'll give you the money. And they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They just want, why can't you just give me the money? Give me the money. Give me the money. That's all they want. And every time they go back and they're like, can you give us more money? More money, more money.
So kind of like Ukraine.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, let me backtrack though. Okay, so when you earlier you said that the three choices right now, especially in Puerto Rico, are stay the same,
Yeah.
become a state, or
Mhm.
become independent.
Yeah.
Now, at least in my perception, independent is never going to happen because then you lose that a lot of that money, right? Or is that not? Or is that a possibility?
The party that wants independence has never gotten more than 7% in anything. Running for governor, they only have like one guy in the House of Representatives and one guy in the Senate. So Puerto Ricans see themselves as they cannot see themselves not having that password. They can't see themselves without having it. Now, if there were to be finally the referendum and let's go do this, and it's Congress says, hey, this is binding. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll go with it. Statehood is going to win. Now, you have to take it to let's say they say, hey, statehood won. Okay, now you got to go to the House, and if I remember correctly, the House has to vote 3/4 in agreement to let you in. Then he goes into the Senate, and then the Senate has to vote 2/3. No, actually, yeah, same thing. 3/4 of the Senate has to vote to let you in. Then it goes to the state legislatures, and it's got to be 2/3 of them have to vote to let you in. But Puerto Rico's broke. And everybody knows it. Nobody wants to have a business partner that's broke. We already got states that are broke. We can't get rid of them. Why get another one? And if it goes to become independent, then the island is just going to empty out. Everybody's going to leave, or most will leave, because there'll be a transition period of however it comes, 10 years, 15 years. And then at a specific date, then whoever's born in Puerto Rico, then, okay, from this day forward, whoever's born here is no longer a U.S. citizen. So what are they going to do? They're going to go get visas to come to the States. Hey, some people might be offended, but this is the game. They will go get visas, go to the States, pop the kid, and come back to Puerto Rico.
So basically, well, it's like a lot of my Nigerian family does. I mean, it's just, it's just a fact of life. It is a game.
It is what it is. It's just that the CCP, the Chinese do it too. If I remember correctly, there's like 60, well, there's more now. 60,000 U.S. born Chinese citizens. Yeah, because the tourism, the baby tourism industry, they hop on a plane, they go to Cali, they stay there for a month or two, they pop a kid, they go fly back to China. Right. So 18, 20 years. What happens in 18 and 20 years when, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 people show up in Cali? Hey, I'm here. I'm a U.S. citizen.
Right. Yeah, no, It is an interesting loophole that in our immigration system that happens nowhere else. I mean, nobody else has a law like that where you just have to be born on this soil to be a citizen, regardless of where your parents are from.
Yeah. Now, neither the Democrats nor the Republicans want Puerto Rico to become a state either. Mm-hmm. That is my.
Why is that?
Perception. Why? Well,
you don't think the Democrats do?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
The Democrats know that the Puerto Ricans, the majority of the public, is conservative. Mm-hmm. And also, Puerto Rico has very, very, very strict voter ID laws.
Okay.
So you will have to, you're bringing a 99.9% brand spanking new minority state. And that 99.99% minority state has voter ID laws.
Wait, so but how is it that the Puerto Rican politicians are all left or progressive, but the people are mostly conservative? And obviously, that in presidential politics, that would be something the Democrats aren't going to like. But somehow, all these, left wing or progressive candidates in Puerto Rico are in power. How's that happen?
Because those guys usually, as they say, in the Senate and the governorship, the Senate and the House of Representatives, in order to be there, everybody there has gone to college. And a lot of them have gone to college in the U.S.
Okay.
So they go to the States, they go to college, they all mingle with the same D.C. politicians and rhinos. And you got to remember that the saying, or not the saying, the narrative that has been crafted is that the Democrats are the one that give you aid. That give you federal funding.
Okay.
The Republicans are back because they want to take the aid away, or they want to make you spend less money.
Just like in this last election, Republicans are going to try to take away your Social Security and Medicare.
They're going to take your Social Security.
And that's a message that people get really nervous about. Sure.
Yeah. So the politicians are always, especially all the governors, all they talk about is like, hey, I went to the States. I got you federal funding. I got you federal funding. I got you some more money. I got you more money. I got you more money. But the people on the street are like, okay, that's fine. That's great. Where's the money? I don't see it. Why are the roads messed up? Why do we have, why all of infrastructure is messed up? And why, while the roads are messed up, the power grid is messed up, the water supply is messed up, government buildings are messed up, how come we have all these white elephants that nobody uses, all these gigantic projects that nobody goes to? Like we have this, they call it the Tren Urbano, right? Like small little metro. Mm-hmm. They spent, that thing goes like 6 miles, dude.
What is it?
At the most.
Oh,
it's just a train.
Light rail?
Light rail
project?
Light rail.
Okay.
Yeah. That thing goes, I think it's like 6 miles. Mm-hmm. And all the stops, there were politically motivated stops. So it really doesn't help anybody to like ride on it unless you live in the town of Bayamon and want to go to a concert in San Juan. That there's a stop right by this humongous Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And it's like 6 miles. They spent like $1 billion, dude.
Oof. Oh, yeah.
And nobody rides it. Nobody rides it.
Really?
Because it really doesn't take you anywhere.
Man, yeah, that's typical. They've tried to push that light rail stuff here, and people ride it mainly because it ends up at the Mall of America. But it's so inconvenient for most people to use, just because you have to get to it to ride it, and it's easier to drive somewhere. If you're going to drive somewhere, why drive to the light rail?
Now, and I'll close with this so you keep dealing with the Puerto Rican like insanity. There's 2 things. Number one, when they made that light rail, which took them 10 years, it was supposed to be 3. The plan was that we're going to organize the, they have this, they call them cuatro públicos. It's like privately owned, it's a union. And then this privately owned Ford, 350s, 13 passenger vans that everybody would own it. And then they would have routes that had been created by unions because they had their own little union. And they would go, okay, so I have this route that goes from the town of wherever down to the terminal for all the buses. And then it was this little Puerto Rican mass transit little system with 13 passenger buses that will go all over the island. Mm-hmm. It would take you hours to get you where you wanted to go, but if you wanted to drive, like go somewhere that was like 3 hours away, and all you had is like $1.50, you can do it. Mm-hmm. But this was like years ago. So they were going to integrate that to the government owned bus system, transit system, so that you had all these little buses feeding into the metro rail system on top of the regular transit buses. So, and all these lines, people had the route for like, generations, right? They gets passed on. And then when the train was built, then the union said like, well, if you want us to rearrange these routes, well, we don't have to negotiate because we're not doing it. And then they shot themselves in the foot because now most of those, little buses,
Little private buses,
passenger vans, are gone because they're obsolete and they had no AC, and they just wanted to negotiate and try to push the government to do what they wanted. And then now the light rail doesn't work. It's almost, it's bleeding. It's the light rail that the light rail that bleeds the most money in the U.S. is that one.
Yeah.
And then all the little buses are gone. So you can, to give you this little breakdown of the Puerto Rican politics. If Puerto Rico were to become a state, every single governor in Puerto Rico would fall, whether they were pro-independence, keep it as it is, or go be statehood. They will fall under the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. So imagine every single U.S. president over the last 60 years belonging to the same party.
Right.
So,
well, they would.
Nothing happened.
They would, but also wouldn't all those? There'd only be one governor though. They're like, don't you have separate areas that have different politicians? Wouldn't that just? No. It would turn them to, if they became a state.
Remember, we have a lot of mayors because for whatever reason, back in the day when we were a Spanish colony, in order for you to establish a town, back when horses and buggies, you needed 5,000 people to have. This is a town. Mm-hmm. So in an island that's 100 by 35, you have 78 counties.
Okay.
With governors.
78 counties.
With governors.
78 counties.
And with a legislature as
well.
Oh
my God.
Oh yeah, it's dude. It is wild.
Oh home. My.
It is wild.
Basically, every little town is a county.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
And every 4 years, how here we have, the midterms, and then the senators get 6, and then, the federal, it's every 4.
Right.
Back home, everything changes every 4 years.
Okay.
Counties, the mayors, counties, the representatives, the senators, and the governor, they all change. So if there's a flip, whatever the other party did, this party says, no, we got to undo that. And they just goes back and forth. There's no plan. They just wing it every day.
So in reality, there'd be no great benefit to Puerto Rico to be a state versus the status quo.
No, there'd be a benefit because so many people fall under the U.S. Poverty guideline that they would get a lot of aid.
Okay. Because there's a different standard of living.
We would get more federal funding and not pay taxes.
Okay. Wow.
And it would help the government spend more money.
Okay. And why would they avoid that? Because of the power structure, right? The reason to not do that then.
Oh, you mean the reason states wouldn't want it?
No. What's the reason? Because Puerto Rico's resisted being a state for a long time, but although that seems to be changing a little bit. But what would be the benefit? So that's the benefit to becoming a state. More money. To be the benefit of just staying status quo. What would the benefit there be then?
The benefit of staying status quo is because basically it's easier to launder money.
Oh no.
Federal
Okay.
money goes in.
Sure. And
It's easier to launder.
okay.
And then because you're part of the U.S., but for a lot of under the IRS code, you're seen as international. Then, so for example, a flight from Puerto Rico to Florida, or from Florida to Puerto Rico, gets taxed because it's a lot, because it's considered an international flight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a U.S. territory. But no, it's international. Now, because Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., but it's not a state, people can go from the states, from the mainland, change their residence to Puerto Rico because they want to be an investor under this thing that's called the 2022 law. And then the only thing you have to pay is 4% taxes. That's your tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a lot of money, I just go to Puerto Rico.
Got
and
it.
I only pay 4%
Got it. Okay.
in everything I make. Yeah,
Wow.
that's where a lot of crypto bros went down there.
Okay. Wow.
It's not in the benefit of the DC 1% class for Puerto Rico to become a state. It's not in the benefit of the people of the elite in Puerto Rico for it to become a state. They can say whatever they want, but it's not. Is it on the benefit of the people in the island? Yeah, it would be a benefit.
Okay.
It might screw the taxpayer on CONUS, but long term, people start making more money, more corruption gets rooted out. More corruption, it'll be less corruption, and we will have more pull to get resources back to the island, because now we're just basically begging. We don't have any pull.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just it's interesting. Now, how would you then justify if your message is that that voter ID laws are voter suppression? Then how these 3 million people that don't speak English were able to get freaking IDs?
Right. Right. Well, they probably wouldn't mess with that only because, it's not a traditional Southern state.
But it's not that the Democrats are going to say anything. It's the Republicans are going to be like, hey, so voter ID, right?
Here's an example. It works here, doesn't
Hey,
it? Yeah,
look at
sure.
these guys. They figure it out.
Right.
They don't even speak English. They figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're like one of the only countries that doesn't require an ID to vote. So it's like in some places, I can't even believe that shit. But anyway, all right, man. Well, thank you for the lesson on Puerto Rico, because I don't always understand it, and it helps to have someone who's has firsthand knowledge explain some of this stuff. And a lot of people in the chat are saying, yeah, you're 100% right. Let's see, Puerto Rico has to clean up some shit up, but should be a state is what Midnight Exile is saying. Problem is, none of the U.S. or Puerto Rico politicians want that shit cleaned up.
Hey, run a poll.
Yeah.
See what the chat says.
Here, okay.
You can do. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you want Puerto Rico to be a state. Put a 2 if you say nah, keep it as it is. Do that.
There you go. Well, there it is. One of it should be a state. 2, status quo. 3, independent. I'll give you all 3. So 1 should be a state. 2, status quo. 3, independent. Just throw it in the chat. So we'll see that come up. It's going to take us about 30 seconds here. Well, dude, yeah, thank you so much. I just learned a hell of a lot right there, because I've been hearing about. Look, I've been hearing about whether or not Puerto Rico should be a state since I was a kid. I mean, since the 70s, and it's just been over and over and over. And I never really understood. I didn't understand why it wasn't already. As long as it's been a territory, but then you got to look at other U.S. territories. Now you do that same with the Virgin Islands. You do the same with Guam. Especially Guam. But there's obviously it had to do something with money. It has to do something with money and who gets it and how it's, how it moves. And so that's probably the biggest reason why Puerto Rico is not a state now. Lots of ones, 1-3, forced independence, mostly. And then there's an 8, which DI Freighter Watcher, hi. Also, I got to say hi to Chicago Mike, DI Freighter Watcher, and Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian, are all in the house now. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Now, someone who's trying to pop in here. Now, this isn't you. I just happened to have some other people pop into the stream yards. And one of them was showing, in a couple different windows, some dude jerking off. That's not going on my screen, you dumbass. Just let them know. So if you're trying to get into StreamYards, it's making you verify either with a Facebook or a Google name. So that's why it's happening, because some asshole decided they were going to try to put some porn on my channel. I don't want no porn on my channel. And so there. But Puerto Rico porn, as far as how things work in the world, that is always welcome. So you're welcome to hang around or not. I'm going to add another person to the stream, and you can stay in or drop out if you choose. I'm going to bring in James Colley though.
All right.
And there he is.
Greetings, program.
Hello, James Colley. What's happening?
Oh, not a whole lot. Happy New Year to y'all.
Well, Happy New Year to you too. Hey, what was your? Did you do anything wild last night, or was it just like us old folks, stay home and quietly ring in the New Year's with your eyes closed?
Well, what I did was I started making my soup for today.
Mm-hmm.
My soup it's a chicken soup with a clear broth.
Okay.
But I put in there cabbage and black-eyed peas. That way you got all that stuff covered.
Sure.
The southern
tradition of black-eyed peas for good luck?
Yeah.
Sure.
That whole southern thing.
Okay.
And then pretty much I knotted off. I bought a cheap bottle of champagne and had my 2 glasses, poured the rest out, and called it a night.
Yeah. I'd bought sparkling grape juice because Lady Boomer's still in the heel, and then realizing that when I got it home, I realized, oh wait, she can't have any carbonated beverages. So, and I didn't even do alcohol last night. I just did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So even though I had some beer in the garage, I just I'll just drink this stuff.
Yeah, and then after you take the first drink of that sparkling grape juice, you realize I just could have got a grape soda.
Oh, right.
It would have been cheaper.
Well, no, it was actually pretty good. I was surprised at how good it was. It was, because it's not as sweet as like a grape soda. So
yeah,
I actually kind of enjoyed it. But hey, so we're talking about either people's. I don't say resolutions. I just say things that you want to work on in 2023 or predictions for 2023, either in your own life or in the world. And so do you have any of those?
Well, actually, I am going to be moving hopefully by September of this year from Texas to California.
Oh my God! You're doing the reverse thing. Nobody wants to do that.
I know.
What are you doing?
Well,
take it easy, PR.
Do you know who Angela Arriaga is?
I know that name.
She's a regular in Monkey's Chat and a few other places.
Yes.
Okay, she and I have been talking since August, and we decided we were going to be a couple.
Oh.
So. Yeah.
Dude, good for you. That's awesome.
She can't move to Texas because she has a condition to where the cold would hurt her. I think it's some kind of a thing where like her nerve endings are sensitive and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be moving to her and moving to California and starting a life.
Wow, that's well, good for you, man. I congratulations, and even though you're
Well, thank you.
even though you're stuck moving to California, oh
I
God,
know
where,
state tax, all that ugly stuff, and then having to put up with the libtards.
where in California?
San Diego area.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a little more sane down there, but still expensive. But still, it's in fact that's where we're going in February. We're going to go. My niece's husband's going to take me and Lady Boomer deep sea fishing.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're excited. Never even thought of doing that before. I haven't really done any fishing since I was a kid, and you know, it's funny because we live in Minnesota. You'd think we'd be fishing all the time, but that's just not our thing. But so you got any predictions for the new year that have popped into your head?
Well, the only predictions that I really have, Mikey will fall down the stairs at least 6 more times this year.
All right. He's talking about our friend Ranting Monkey, for those who don't know who that is.
Yeah, Ranting Monkey will fall down the stairs another 6 times this year. I see you getting bigger this year.
Well, now look, I'm big enough. I'm trying.
I'm trying
to lose
as far as with your channel.
No, I knew.
I see your channel on the upswing.
I knew what you meant. That's the goal. I'm going to try to do some things to make that happen.
And let's see what else, as far as the YouTube sphere goes, is that we all. I do see Rumble being a legitimate competitor this year to YouTube, which may get some of the changes that we need made to go back to the way it were.
Yeah. Do you think,
or have some clear-cut guidelines that are posted?
Yeah. Do you think the popularity and growth of Rumble, do you think that there's going to be a push to hinder it? Like, you see these stupid, the tech reporters from, like the Washington Post and NBC and whatnot. They already write articles about how YouTube is a place where they allow this misogynist to do this and that, or they allow, harassment and whatever. Do you think that same kind of push is going to happen to Rumble? But because I think the people at Rumble don't give a fuck, personally.
Yes, I see a push for that, but it's going to be. I don't see it really coming to a head for another 2 years.
Okay.
After the presidential election, because right now the Republicans hold the House of Representatives. So with that being said, them holding the House, that's going to stave off a lot of this push for hate speech and all that. But once, if the Democrats get another hold and they hold both houses, then you're going to see more of it again.
Yeah. Oh, if the Republicans become more successful, you're gonna those articles will fly.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
But if we get a Republican president, then everything will be stayed off for a while.
Yeah, we'll see. Here's hoping. But it has to be one that is willing to buck the establishment, though. Because
I mean, if you get a ticket like Trump and DeSantis running together,
yeah,
I would love to see that as DeSantis as vice.
Somebody would have to move for that to happen, though.
Yeah, but if they combine forces, when you really stop and think about it, if DeSantis is willing to take the vice president role,
yeah,
he's able to learn from Trump.
Well, he's certainly a great at press
And-
conferences. I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
I mean, Trump has some good qualities, but he has a lot of bad qualities.
He has
You know,
he has a lot of
You
baggage.
cannot talk to our world leaders like they're contractors.
Oh, I think that was his best trait.
You know what I mean?
I think that was his, actually. I think that was his. The one thing I liked especially about him, because he was no nonsense about saying, "Hey, you guys got to pull your own weight." I know he was abrasive, but you know what? Did they buck him? Not really. You know, the NATO people, they agreed to what he asked for because he was asking for them to step up to their own responsibilities, and I like that. But I mean more the part where what I would call unprofessional as far as the insults and things like that. But that was just how he was, and it was effective. But it's tough for me as someone who grew up in polite society to understand how, and plus I think he needs to be less thin-skinned.
Oh yeah, he does.
That always bugged me. By the way, real quick, good morning, Happy New Year, Mr. Scott and TC. I didn't mean to ignore you when you guys came in the chat. I just wanted to say hi. Now that I see you there. Let's see. What does this? World leaders should be treated as the pieces of shit they are. Oh, someone mentioned Satsu's chicken. Satsu's chicken restaurant that he's doing. I forgot about that. Yeah, I would. Oh man, I would love to. Korean style fried chicken is awesome. I just or Korean and Korean barbecue. I don't know what that is. By the way, also Miguel Andrade. Hello, my friend Beauty. Could you say hi to me and my friend? Okay, I was gonna say this out loud, but I have the feeling I'm saying something coded in the chat. Someone tell me what that means. What Miguel means there, my friend. That's got to be safe. Someone spell that out in the phonetics of that so I can see what I'm saying. Anyway, so what are your plans just for today? What do you got going on today?
Plans for today?
This.
Later on tonight, Jack Cochran or Jack Kensky host Equippers United.
Oh, that's right. It's Sunday. I forgot that. I'm right about that.
Yes, sir. And I'll be on there. I just became a permanent guest.
Oh, awesome.
Moonshock has been under the weather, so I've been filled in for him. And until Moonshock decides he wants the spot back, I'll be there for him.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, check out Quippers United. I think is Quippers still in the chat? Let me see. Let me see if it's still here. Yes, Quippers is still in the chat. So,
oh, Gunsky's still here.
Yeah, he's still here.
Right.
Or at least his. I can find him on the chat. Now that doesn't mean he's listening, but Jack, are you still here? Just put a 1 in the chat if you're still here. Is that what's set up yet? And I could drop a link for that too. Here,
it starts at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, so adjust your time according to your time zone.
Sure.
And it's on Quippers United channel.
Well, I'm going to put the link here just a second. I am as soon as. Oh man, this is going slow. I got too many things open.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Uh-oh. Did I just lose you? Hang on a second here.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I'm going to put a link to that. You guys got to check out the show. Oh, wait. No, here. I'll do United. There we go. I think it's all one word, right? Why don't I'm subscribed to it.
Quippers and then United.
No, I have it. I'm subscribed. I didn't want to scroll down that far, but here we go. I'm gonna link to it and have everyone check it out. It's always a fun show, especially the games.
Oh yeah, so
okay, here we go.
the games are awesome, but the best part of all of it is it's a good reason to laugh. There's too much seriousness in this world. Quippers is a good place to just come, laugh, and enjoy yourself.
Most definitely. All right. Why? God.
It's very cathartic.
Oh, what happened here? I was subscribed to that. It's not showing up on my list. Maybe that's why I don't see the...
That's odd. Damn YouTube.
You know, it's happened to a couple places lately where I've been... oh, here. Probably to take out the @ Duh. Let's try that. There we go.
If Twitter ever gets situated...
All right, I'm resubscribed
I hope
now.
Elon buys YouTube next.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening. It's a cash cow for Google, and it's just one of those things that's never. It would cost too much. He didn't have enough money for that.
Oh,
he don't have enough money for Quippers United.
He might.
I don't think so. Or for, not for Quippers, for YouTube. There you go. Check out Quippers United channel. I just put it in the chat. Well, James, I appreciate you coming on. I am actually going to have to end the stream. I was going to end it too. But do you got anything? Well, obviously, you're going to be on Quippers United tonight. What time is that show in a time zone?
6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, so 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central.
Adjust for your time zone.
Sure. All right. Well,
and Dawg, it's always fun having talking to you. Happy New Year, and I hope nothing but the best for you in the coming year.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and cheers to you, and a Happy New Year. And also, we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Have fun.
Yep. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely need to go, but I want to thank you all for joining us today. Please hit the like button before you go, share the stream after the show, and also be sure to watch on the Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, on this same channel and on Rumble. I'll be there tomorrow. I have a day off tomorrow, too, so I can probably do a little bit longer show. If you would be so kind, hit the like button, share the stream. You can always sponsor the show at pdognight.live or the other ways you can down in the description. If you're watching this on replay, tell us what you're doing in 2023 to make your life better, or what are your predictions for the United States or wherever you live, and put that in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It's time for me to go. My name is P Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.